In this segment, we will dive into using Equatio. For this training, we have created an interactive guide. Go to the slide deck or the website and click the link that says, "Click to make a copy of this Equatio training document template." Click on the Make a Copy button. After a few seconds, you will have a copy of the Google Doc in your Google Drive, My Drive folder. If you would like to move your copy of the file, click on this button right here that says Move. And then if you would like, you can click on the file name and rename the file. Let us jump in by completing this Getting Started with Equatio section. So the equation that we're going to be working with was inserted using Equatio into this Google Doc. Equatio generates and inserts a file, which is this image file. And behind the scenes, the image file holds in the alt text the code that makes everything work in Equatio. Okay, so let's jump in and solve a problem with Equatio. We're going to first open the Equatio extension by clicking on the icon in the toolbar. The toolbar will load along the bottom. Then we're going to single click to select the equation, and we're going to click Edit Math. The equation editor opens and it contains the math, and we can edit the math here. Before I model how to solve this problem using Equatio, you can pause the video and give it a try yourself. Okay, let's solve this problem. I know when I look at this problem, this is 3 times x over 3x equals 21. I know the answer is 7, but let's see how we could do this problem using Equatio. One way we could do this is to press the return key to go to the next line, and then I can begin typing on the next line. I could either type the x, or I could type the word times, and then choose from my list, and I'm using the arrow keys here, pressing return, or I could use the mouse to click. Now I have the multiplication symbol, then I type x equals, or I could type the word equals and select from the drop-down using the predictive math, and then 21. Now this is exactly the same problem as before, but I just wanted to demonstrate how you could use the predictive text to type what you're looking for rather than having to know what the symbols are or how to get the symbols. Then I press return to go to the next line. On this line, I'm going to type 3x, but rather I think I will make it a fraction. So I'm going to write fraction, choose the fraction, and then type 3x on the top and divide by 3 so I can isolate the variable. I'll use the arrow key to the right and then equals, and then I'll do another fraction, 21 divided by 3. Arrow key to the right, press return, and now I can divide to isolate the x. 3 divided by 3, or x, equals 21 divided by 3, and I could write that out if I wanted to, or I could just solve 21 divided by 3. 7, and I have solved the problem. So now I would click Insert Math, and that will replace my original equation with the solution. And now I can look at it and decide if I think it looks acceptable, and maybe I'll decide to change it to get rid of the second row, so I'll select it and then click Edit Math again. And then I can go down to the problem. I'll use the arrow keys to arrow back to the top, and I have decided to remove the second row because it is not necessary. And then Insert Math again, and it replaces it with my new solution. Now, if I was done and this was an assignment in Google Classroom, this is just a Google Doc, so I would just turn it in like I normally would, or I would go on to the next problem and solve the next problem. The Equatio toolbar is already open, so I don't need to open it again. I can just continue going through my problems and solving each problem. Now that you've solved one problem, you should have a pretty good understanding of how Equatio works. Continue through the training to discover all of the other features of Equatio.